master teacher.
Boardwalk School of Economics, the right choice.
Also, right now, what I'm doing is teaching at LAUSD schools, young people. I'm doing PE right now. And our children are in despair. They have no direction. They're lost. A lot of the children are angry. Some of them I'm sure have good home backgrounds, but they come to school without discipline and structure, like in a daze of what's going on. They don't really have a clue. And we can't keep producing generation after generation like this. And adults, we're so fixated in our thought process that we can't open our minds and learn anything new. You know, in church, from 5 years old, you taught the same thing over and over again. So you develop a childlike mindset that believes in fiction and superstition. And, I'm not saying that there's not an existence of God, but, to me, the way I interpret the Bible is that you have to be a worker. You have to be active. These were activists, So the thing is that no matter what your belief structure is, it really doesn't matter if you don't do anything with your life. So the thing what I've done is created a university in a home program. I've been mentioning this for a while, but eventually it says sometimes you got to tell people 7 times for them to really get it. And I'm the same way. Sometimes I hear stuff over and over, and then eventually I say, okay, let me check that out. But it's an educational program. It's a total 18-month program that get your DNA going into what's going on in the economy. I take you through the creation, accumulation, and preservation of wealth. Rite of Passage programs to jumpstart our young people and adults into thinking differently.
Boardwalk School of Economics, the right choice.
How this capitalist system works, and it's ignited through unity, and that is my segue into this session here, New Year's, and most importantly, we'll get to it in the end. You download the link. Is that I've created a calendar. It's a estate planning calendar. It's 12 months, and we go through. It mimics the curriculum that I have in my book. But first we start out with Critical Think with Rite of Passage program to teach the basic financial budgeting, time management. We go through a series of workshops so you can think about your future, think about who you are right now, where you want to go with your life. And then the rest of the program is about implementation. Then the second section is critical thinking. Start getting us to think differently about our reality and where we are and how we got to where we are. Then the other 3 sections deal with the creation of wealth. I broke that down into 4 chapters that goes along with the book, Uncommon Knowledge, the series. Then we deal with the next one, the creation, accumulation of wealth. 4 chapters spent on that. And then the last 4, the preservation of wealth. So 18-month program, then also I have it tied in where you can actually earn money helping other people. So this is an economic engine to get you started. And we all have our backgrounds and our dreams and aspirations that we want to do. And I'm not trying to replace that. Everybody got their vision and their dreams, but there's a foundation that has to be made first. So that way we don't get there and lose it or struggle trying to get there in the first place. And we have to start with the recent death of Kobe. Then we have other leaders that passed away when they're trying to do something positive. Listen, you can't send onesie twosies. We want to send thousands, millions of people into the economic fray of progress, right? So, that's where this program comes in. It's a multiplier. And once you get it together, it's a personal growth and development program. And once you get it together, then you can see the benefit and then the blessing, because you don't know what you don't know. And a lot of us say, well, I know somebody that does that and this, and I already know that. It's not about you. It's about us as a people. And if we're all on the same page, and I guarantee you this is stuff that you've never learned before, because you've been taught consumer financial, so how to buy stuff, but not how to keep it and grow it, and how to get it in the first instance. Some of us are on ground zero, don't have bootstraps. So I like to look at this as a golden bootstraps with gold shoelaces, so you can actually have some boots to put in, but you have to tie them yourself. I can't tie them for you, right? Like a banquet table with a feast, but I You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? So what I've done is create a program. Just go to the website, powerthroughunity.org, sponsored by the Law Office of Claud A. Sinclair and Boardwalk School of Economics. I've created a program that will, as an estate planner, as an attorney, we get into situations that we shouldn't get into. So I'm trying to educate you into these barriers that keep us down as a people. Since the Emancipation Proclamation, 1856, we have not really made we have not made any substantial progress since then. Then we have this prison industrial complex, slavery, that we need to address and end. Not making it fairer in the system because it's inherently unfair. So these are issues that we'll talk about. But right now, I want to go about the, like I said, I created a 12-month calendar, and each month is a different lesson. And if you roll in the University at Home program, you get a greater benefit from the program. And then just repeat it until it gets into your DNA. So this ministry, instead of telling you fables and stories that from the same ones year after year after year, we're going to talk about economics and financial progress. So the main thing that we have right now is that we have holes in our financial buckets. We need to cure the holes, plug the holes in our financial buckets, and then teach the next generation to appreciate it, how to manage the wealth so they can grow after generation. Then when we do that, the next phase will be our own industrial revolution, dealing with this new gig economy that's coming up and the robotization of everything that we do. So we have a lot of work to do. And like I said, I'm not trying to change what you do, what your love, your passion is, but we all need to understand the concept of wealth creation and preservation. And without that, we're going to continue to do the same thing we've been doing for 200, 250 years plus, right? So we need to understand. So everybody on the ground floor, and then what you do, your projects will be blessed. It'll be even greater than before. And at the end of that, we'll even have unity, right? So I call this the 7 principles of renewal. And this is basically, these are concepts that you need to get into your DNA, into your system, and your thought process. A lot of people say, well, I don't trust black people. I don't want to work with them. It's been devised that way. But for your mentality to stay that way, you're the problem. We have to grow. We need each other, right? So the 7 principles of renewal, in Kwanzaa, there are 7 principles of renewal. There is a practicing of these principles in our lives that is transformative. This new year and beyond, let us make these 7 principles a way of life, starting in this year 2020, this new decade, this new century, right? Principle 1 is emoja, unity. We must practice unity within our homes, within our families, communities, relationships, right? Let go of the barriers. Empty the trash can. Empty the trash can. Let's start from scratch. Principle 2 is kujitagilia, self-determination. You have to be a self-starter. You have to be self-motivated. And one person said, oh man, it's a scam. How can personal growth and development be a scam? For you to even think that way is miseducation, is being scammed, right? Principle 3 is ujima, collective work and responsibility. These are magic bullets, right? Principle 4 is ujama, cooperative economics. Principle 5 is nia, purpose. Purpose. And that's what the Rite of Passage program is all about, teaching our young people and adults who are open-minded enough to take the course. Let's renew our purpose, which is based upon unity. Principle 6 is Kumba, creativity. I'm not trying to take away your creativity. I'm just trying to build a foundation so when you build your creativity, it doesn't diminish and you can hand the baton off to the next generation, right? And then those who are working around you. So we want to be able to create a group of positive-minded, trained, intelligent, capable individuals that can help us. But first, we got to help ourselves, right? Everyone needs to go through this. This is a universal, it's a supplement to the miseducation, right? So, and finally, principle 7, imani, is faith in our collective work. If you're going to have faith in something that you have a hand in developing. That's faith, right? The Boardwalk School of Economics program is designed to incorporate these 7 principles in everything we do, right? So you talk about prayer and calling on the name of Jesus and stuff. These are the principles that he stood for. These are the principles you need to incorporate in your life if we are to grow and to get out of the nonsense, this wet paper bag that we can't seem to fit out, to break ourselves out of. It's really simple, but it takes unity and it takes cooperation with one another in the spirit of love, right? So let's start acting like adults. Let's train our children to start thinking responsibly. We have a whole army out there that's been untapped. You have people with doctor's degrees, master's degrees, bachelor's degrees that's constantly looking for a job. And no matter what your president says, the economy is in danger. It's in danger. It's a consumer-driven economy. How can it operate like this forever? In debt. You can't operate your household that way. A lot of people are carrying debt, not only living from paycheck to paycheck, but it has tremendous debt.
Boardwalk School of Economics, the right choice.
Knows how to solve this problem, the solution. And as an attorney, if I don't get to the root cause of an issue, then I cannot prevail. This is the root cause. We like to talk. We like entertainment. Go to church. You want to be entertained. Oh, I was fed today. I was fed. You know what I'm saying? We always looking for something outside of us to complete us. We have to look within ourselves. Feed your mind. Feed yourself. And the whole process of this ministry is to learn something different. The same stories over and over again are not adding to our well-being and to our life. Everybody's struggling for $1. Don't have money to put in their gas tank. When we are the wealthiest black people on this planet. You know what I'm saying? We have behind the state of California, we have the largest collective income resources. We're a nation. You know what I'm saying? As far as a nation goes, we are rich people. But that's what governments are for, to organize and make those individuals into collective. So you're stronger together. We need a paradigm shift. We need a shift to a new and substantial reality. And you go to the website, put some energy into it, renew your mind. Powerthroughunity.org and boardwalklifeplan.com. And everybody's at different stages of life, different stages of development. But bring your young people, 12 to age 35. That's that sweet spots where their brain is still, growing. Because the older generation, they're kind of stuck in old belief systems that doesn't bear fruit. You have to bear fruit. Employment versus entrepreneurship. Employment gives you the cash flow. Employment is like a loan. It gives you the money that you need to invest in your long-term wealth and development. And then you get employed and you use all that money to consume and to live off of. You're never going to make profit. You're going to be living from paycheck to paycheck. And that's what I gave you. Download the calendar step by step. Get involved in the program. Less than $100 a month. My program, I want everybody to have it. And when I first developed it years ago, $19.99, that's too much. Make it lower. Listen, first of all, if you're not willing to invest $20 a month into your own personal growth and development, that's why we're in the condition we're in. So we complain about the cost of stuff. I brought the cost down, so there's no excuses. But those same people that were talking about, $19.99 a month is too much, they wouldn't even do it when it was free. So I don't want to hear that. Plus, it takes cash flow to grow. It takes money to grow. That's what you go to work for. You're working for other people every month to get paid. When you can receive knowledge that will take you beyond that level, and at the end of the 18-month program, you don't have to knock on anybody else's door if you don't want to. And if you do knock on somebody else's door, this will give you the transition that you need. So if you're employed for someone, by someone else, you're supposed to be learning and growing. So one day you're going to be on your own, because there's always somebody younger and cheaper that'll follow better directions than you, and you're going to be moved out. It's the way of things. You're supposed to learn and grow. In this country, we have a wealth, education, skills gap, and a lack of an innovative spirit within our person, homes, and communities. This gap means that the writing on the wall should be clear. This means that homelessness will increase, gentrification will increase, and having to work 2 to 3 jobs to survive will increase within our homes and communities. The writing on the wall should be clear, telling us that we must create new opportunities through the training of a new generation of thinkers and doers. This means there is a fundamental change needed in the way we think and approach societal issues which affect our daily lives, such as replacing the old infrastructure with modern technologies, replacing unfair economic policies, ending corporate exploitation, replacing dysfunctional institutions and governmental policies which do not work and favor the super rich, and an end to the destruction to our environment and nature, which is causing the fifth extinction of humankind.